With the suit,
Hi, welcome. This is 10 fun and educational places to visit in South Jersey. And the first one is East Point Lighthouse in Heislerville, New Jersey, which is located on the western portion along the Delaware Bay. East Point was built in 1849, and it's a lighthouse in Cumberland County. For over 50 years, the Maurice River Historical Society was responsible for its restoration and management, keeping it active for the U.S. Coast Guard. Due to recent disputes with the New Jersey DEP, the Historical Society no longer manages the lighthouse. However, you can still visit the grounds and walk around. It's a really beautiful place. Here you can see that's when they decorated it for Christmas. Unfortunately, they won't be decorated until hopefully they can regain control, but it is still a really beautiful place to visit. Lots of bald eagles, beautiful sunsets. Number 2 is Thompson's Beach in Heislerville, New Jersey, which is located right next door to East Point Lighthouse. This is a nature preserve with a dirt path that is almost a mile long that leads to the beach on the Delaware Bay. You can see that fireplace, which is very well known for that being on that beach. It once was a very active bayshore community with over 100 homes and businesses. The town was devastated by a massive storm in the 1950s, and they tried to rebuild. However, it was hit hard again in the 1980s. So following this, there was a period of decline, and the remaining properties were eventually acquired by the township and PSE&G. By the late 1990s, the area was officially converted into a full-time nature preserve. So you can see there, the fireplace was left on the beach. There's a lot of debris and horseshoe crabs. It's a neat area, though, to walk around and just explore, and it is so quiet. You can hear, I'm going to pause for a minute so you can hear the just nature. That's along the path that you walk towards the beach there. You can see we're walking, and it's just it's so beautiful and amazing. If you go during the summer, you might want to bring some bug spray in that area because there are a lot of bugs. We love to go in the summer and winter just to see all the different ways that the landscape changes and just the environment in general. It's really beautiful watching the birds. It's also just a great walk, just to get out and stretch your legs a little bit. Number 3 is the Hancock House Historic Site in Hancocksbridge, New Jersey. It was built in 1734 by a very prominent Quaker family, and it's a notable example of the region's English Quaker brick architecture. The property itself was originally purchased from the colony's founder, John Fenwick, in 1675 by William Hancock. There you can see the English Quaker architecture. William Hancock was an English shoemaker, and it is most famous for being the site of a Revolutionary War massacre in March 1778, when British-led forces launched a surprise attack on the occupants. During a foraging mission, British troops led by Major Simcoe launched a surprise attack on the house. They believed that it was militia headquarters, and they killed everyone inside, including Judge William Hancock and 9 others. A notable descendant, Cornelia Hancock, she became a prominent social reformer. She served as a nurse during the Battle of Gettysburg and dedicated her life to humanitarian work, founding a school for freed slaves in South Carolina and helping to establish major charities and organize Workers' Village in Philadelphia. If you go to visit the Hancock House, you can take a free tour of both the grounds and the inside. It is extremely interesting. They do ask to not take photography or video inside, so that's why I'm only showing the outside grounds here. Number 4 is Red Bank Battlefield in National Park, New Jersey. During the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Red Bank was successfully fought at Fort Mercer, which was erected by the Americans north of the James and Ann Whitall House. You can see the house in that picture there. The battle was decisive for American troops, and it was a great morale booster. It was the second victory after the one at Saratoga, New York, 3 days before. So there's the house there. Afterwards, the wounded were brought into the house, which was converted into a hospital. And Mrs. Whitall, who had remained behind, tended to the wounded and gained a significant place in American history. On November 19th, the fort was destroyed and Americans moved on. The Whitalls were also forced to vacate, but they returned on April 20th of 1778. You can see the gardens there. They're really beautiful, and you can take a tour of the inside of the house there, which is really educational, and it's also free. So that's, it's an amazing piece of history, and to be able to experience that firsthand is just incredible. They also have the Diary of Ann Whitall available online by the Friends of Red Bank Battlefield. And I read that, and it was just amazing to see, to just have a front seat to her everyday struggles, and then be able to visit the house. You can see they have this 18th century fall festival, and they have these activities for the kids. It's really neat, and they just get to experience going back in time. Number 5 is the New Jersey Air Victory Museum in Lumberton, New Jersey. The New Jersey Air Victory Museum is located in Burlington County, and it houses one of the state's largest collections of aviation history, featuring real warplanes, model airplanes, and hundreds of related artifacts. Just be sure to check out their website to see their operating hours before you go to make sure that they're open. But it's really an interesting place to visit, and we had a ton of fun. The kids absolutely loved it. Number 6 is Batsto Village in Hamilton, New Jersey. Batsto Village began as an ironworks in 1766, supplying the Revolutionary War. It later shifted to glassmaking and agriculture under different owners until becoming a state-owned historic site in the 1950s. As you can see, there's beautiful walking paths. It's gorgeous in the fall, and the kids, get to learn a lot about history here. The bridge is always neat to walk over to see the water. Holy moly! Number 7 is Fort Mott State Park in Pennsville, New Jersey. This is also located along the Delaware River, and it was constructed in the late 1890s as part of a coastal defense system for the river. It was active through the Spanish-American War and World War I. It was considered obsolete by the end of World War II, and it is now a park where visitors can explore the old gun batteries that you see there and learn from a museum about the fort's history. It also offers shoreline access for walking and picnicking. So as you can see, the insides here, it's really neat to explore and just wander around. The boys love it. So from Fort Mott, you can actually catch a ferry you can see across the way Fort Delaware, which is located on Pea Patch Island in the middle of the Delaware River. And you can buy tickets ahead of time online to the Fort Delaware, but you do catch that ferry from Fort Mott or from the Delaware side. Number 8 is the Cohansick Zoo in Bridgeton, New Jersey. This was actually New Jersey's first zoo, and it began in 1934 when the city of Bridgeton were displaying a small herd of deer. It remains one of the only city-run zoos in the state, and it was originally called the Bridgeton Zoo. It was renamed in 1972 after the Cohansick tribe of the Lenape Indians, for whom the Cohansey River, which runs through the park, is also named. This is a free admission zoo, although donations are accepted, and it's really a nice place to go down and just have a family, day walking around and visiting with the animals. Number 9 is Adventure Aquarium in Camden, New Jersey. This is home to a vast collection of aquatic life, and it provides a unique up-close animal encounters and exhibits that is just minutes from Philadelphia.
Lighthouse? Alright, cool. So I know here's a shot. Yeah, hi, it's our selfie shot. With the suits, I noticed you also have some fancy, funny-looking footwear. You want to tell
our cold here.
Have you guys got those?
So you guys probably call these flippers, but divers, we call them fins, and they help propel us in the water much more efficiently than just our arms and legs can. You notice most of the creatures here in ocean realm don't have heads They have fins, and it makes them move in the water. In fact, did you know that dive fins were actually invented by someone very famous
I do know.
that you guys probably have heard of?
Let's see if they can.
Number 10 is the Naval Air Station Wildwood Aviation Museum in Cape May, New Jersey. Once a World War II naval air training facility and later a commercial airline hub, Hangar 1 was rescued from neglect and restored to become the Naval Air Station Museum that it is today. This is a really neat place to visit with the kids. There's a lot of hands-on activities, video games. They have an air traffic control tower that you can actually go up in. And they have a lot of different events throughout the year, so I definitely recommend visiting this place. It's really neat.
Oh, yes! Yes, sir! Drop the bomb! Drop the bomb! All bombs down! All bombs out! I can see you. You're almost there. You're looking in this general area. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Hey.
Can you give me a visual on the place in the litter?
Yeah, we're, it's next to the,
Can you get a visual on the make, or is it blocked by the wall?
the May. I think those,
Copy.
I think those are commies.
Hold on, bud.
No, it's blocked by the wall, sir.
Copy. I am entering the tower. Watch out.
Alright. We definitely don't have 300 soldiers up here waiting for you.
I just want to thank you for watching today, and I really hope you found this video to be beneficial, maybe give you some ideas of things to do in South Jersey. And if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe and so you can follow some more adventures. Thanks.